posts because the lights are too high. That's the biggest problem, is the lights are
There's
too
an
high.
80-foot high poles.
Yeah, they're
And half of them work,
way
half
away
of them
from the
don't.
field, so,
That probably helped with the rest of the field too.
I would.
Yeah, that whole time.
Newton, what time frame will we be paying for this?
Well, I just asked him, what I think of that bond is going through, it probably 30 days, it's gonna be 2 weeks, you can have them in before the start of season?
Yeah, I mean, I can have them in a week and a half.
But no, you still have to get your permits and you have to get it approved.
Sure.
That's why I had to ask Bobby, because I knew Bobby wrote the specs on it last time. I wanted to get them together and,
Well, I just gave him basically what we really needed for as the specs, and I sent that out to the contractors that were interested in bidding on it, and we only got a couple of them back that was interested in bidding on it, and, so.
but that was 12 poles.
12 votes.
12 poles, I mean, it
Yes,
was,
no, that was more polls than what he had just suggested, that's correct. And, so,
when do we expect to have our bond money back?
3 or 4 weeks.
Yeah, well, it wouldn't be done in a couple of weeks, we'd get plenty of time to pay, we could take it out of the bond money.
Yeah, good.
It don't need to be bidded out.
Now if it's under the bid law.
Well, I understand that, but, Bobby, when you put in specs out, you said you heard from a couple of them.
it's right at 10 years ago, at least, I'm not 10 years
No.
ago, I'm sorry, at least 2 years ago.
Okay.
Yeah, and that was to
But-
do, totally redo the field,
I
though, wasn't it?
I wanted part of this bond money to go ahead and do both fields the way we wanted it, but by the time we get the bond money and we start putting out specs and getting it all in, we'll be halfway through the ball season.
Yeah, I know.
If it happens the same thing happened last
You
time,
just
it's gonna
get
die.
one- You just get one price or two, or what?
No, I've got several prices, but I mean, he'll tell you, that's.
Okay.
But you did get several prices?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I mean, I shopped it around. I mean, I knew that was gonna come up, and plus, I didn't, you know, I didn't wanna just tell somebody.
How you wanna do it, mate?
How did the prices go? I mean, I just heard one price.
That's just the one that he said was the lowest.
Yeah, that was.
What was the rest of the
What are
prices?
some of the other prices you got?
I got 25,000, I got 15,000 a pole, so 30,000. I mean, most of them were between 20 and 25,000.
I think it's A selected, I think he's got a son playing out there, doesn't he?
Yeah.
So, and that was one of the things I just knew that he's the one, I think he helped rewire when we had to get that fan in, we bought the fan, had to have it rewired in the concession stand. He did it for nothing, I think. That's who ties him getting to do lights and stuff.
And we're
Did he do the
basically-
lights in the bathrooms?
Yes. Yeah, he wired the new bathroom.
That was some of the donations back to the bathrooms.
But, I mean, we're basically just buying the pole. The guy that's gonna, set the poles and all, he's basically doing that on the weekend, so we're saving the labor on that, so, I mean, that's one thing, that's one reason that price is so much lower.
Okay. As long as the rest of them knew about it and got some on paper, all on there.
Well, there'll be anything on paper.
Did you get anything written on paper?
Yes, sir.
You do have.
I
two
don't
other-
have it with me, but I can.
But
get
you
it.
do have 2 other bids on paper?
Sure.
Okay.
And if we do that, I'd like to at least not waive the permits, because we want to inspect anything on our fields electrical, but the fees itself, since it's going in our park. So I'd want to go if we want to do it. And I don't know, when would you have to know? Can we do this Thursday? Approve it Thursday, can you get the prices to him and make sure everything's,
Yes, sir. That's
would
fine
that
with me.
suit you, Ken? And get them over to Bobby since he's electrical guy to help us, or do you want to give them to you?
No, you don't give them to me, give them to, Bobby over there, he's the one done the spec.
Yeah, I wanted that before.
Alright,
yeah.
then I'd like to go ahead and put it on the agenda that we consider, you sure it's 14.6 was the price? Doing 2 poles, $1 million apart, 8 sets of lights per pole, and that's pole, labor, fixtures, everything. Put it on the agenda, and then I'd also want on the agenda that we waive the permit fees. He'll still have to go through and get the permit, the department go out there and check it, because it's electrical. Isn't that what we always done, Ken?
Well, the fee you can waive.
Waive, just the
as far as
fee.
The inspection.
So I'd like that on the agenda for Thursday, but his little girl's at home with his 2 sons, and he asked if he could speak first, so. Actually, I called him at 20 minutes till 6.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
And Ms. Butler, good evening. Anything for us tonight?
No.
Welcome. Mr. Smith?
No.
Thank you. And Ms. Mavis,
Yes, sir.
anything for us
You're in the
tonight?
right spot on the ball.
Yes, ma'am.
I hate to bring it up, and none of this is my fault at all. You know, on the charge of the Civic Center rental for the ball teams. I didn't start that, but it's come down to where my name was brought up the other night at the ball, parks meeting. And then it was told that I accepted money when somebody had I think the baseball team had a little party over there. I didn't accept any money. And, Mr. Hicks had brought it up that the ball people pay my salary. And, I said, no, I won't do that. They brought this up to Miss Linda. I know she's retired, but it was brought up to Miss Linda. She called me and I said, no ma'am, I will not get paid by nobody except the city of Saraland. It can be done another way. Y'all figure it out, okay? Then they come over there and have that party anyway. Then it said I took money. They don't go around telling that on me. I don't know who said it. They would not give me a name. But anyway, I'd like this to be straightened out. I'd like to know, and Miss Lorraine wanted to be here tonight and couldn't be, but we'd like to know why is some people charged and some not. When we thought this new thing come down out of the Parks Committee, that everybody was supposed to pay the same. And all of a sudden, everybody pays except the ball people. Why are they so much special than I am as an employee? All the employees have to pay. So, I mean, you know, this is something that just bothers me, and this is the best place to air it out and get it straight. I don't mind working about it, don't get me wrong, but don't come up here and try to give me money for having a party, and me turning it down and then saying I took it. Joe, do you know who's in that meeting that said I
I
took
was
that
in that
money?
meeting, and I was gonna let you finish before I started.
Well, I wanna know if
Yeah,
somebody
no
mentioned
one,
my name.
no one said that you took any money. The question came up is who has to pay and who doesn't. I think typically in the past, we do not charge them for their group. Like tomorrow night, they're having a coaches meeting, and I think softball did it last Wednesday night. But as far as parties go and all that, we need clarification on what they pay. The reason they said they're gonna pay you is they were talking about paying it, whatever you make an hour, to pay it into the city.
But that's not acceptable.
I don't
See,
know,
I
that's
don't-
what they were talking about.
That violates city policy.
This is
Yeah, I don't know.
getting into my
To
personal business.
donate into,
Nobody's supposed to know what
to
the
cover
city pays
the
me.
cost of the employee there is what.
That's
But
why they
then-
have, that's why they have the
and
fee
then-
schedule. And the only that can waive the fee schedule is, Park and Recreation, which Tommy Hicks would coordinate that, he's the president.
Well, we need to go back through and issue it to Parks and Recreation on what the fee schedule is. They need to update a list,
No.
or whatever it is, and they need to handle it from there.
Well, when the fee schedule came up, we brought the council, went through it all, and they accepted it. If there's any changes, Park and Recreation brings everybody together, and they make a recommendation, we would ratify whatever changes to the Civic City rules.
I understand that, but what I'm saying is the Parks and Recreation Committee don't even know what to charge and what people are supposed to pay. So we need to get that clarified for them
Okay.
and for everyone involved, so that don't get said again.
And we also need a report that every time Park and Recreation votes to exempt somebody, that needs to be conveyed to the recreation people. And they have to vote, they have to physically vote to exempt somebody from paying. And I want a copy of that, I wanna know who's being exempted.
And I'd love it if you don't wanna charge football people, baseball people, whoever ball people. If you'll give the employees one time a year to have it for free, they can have it free all they wanted.
Yes, ma'am.
Just don't leave the employees out.
And I've had several organizations I belong to where we've had to relocate because it's not available anymore. So I know exactly, you know, our civic forum used to meet there and we had to move because we couldn't afford it. So, you know, we've had to relocate.
Is that why y'all moved?
Yeah.
I did not know
That's
that.
exactly right.
Now, I don't like that.
Why is the
You
city,
have something to do with the city.
why is the civic forum being charged?
Because the policy says every